What's up? Welcome to Burn the Ship, man. How are you doing?
I'm doing good. How
That's
are you doing?
yeah, no, good, man. I'm excited to do this test. I've never heard of it, so I'm gonna let you explain it. Tell me first off, tell me what your company name is and your name, and we'll go from there.
All right. I'm Jason Mettler. I am the owner of New Paradigm Health and Wellness. I'm going to be, right now, I'm working with another naturopath, working out of her office, but eventually I'm working to have my own clinic. In the meantime, I'm working on getting some new equipment, and that's what this is here, and I have to actually get certified on it. So
Okay.
I have to do 30 tests, which will be reviewed and scanned over by the company that makes it, make sure I know what I'm doing before I
Awesome.
get into practice.
What made you want to do this? Because you're getting your certifications right now. So what made you want to jump in this field?
I've had to battle my own health problems for a while.
Yep.
And, along the way, you take the typical route. You go to the doctor, and eventually they sometimes can help you, but sometimes they run out of things to do. There's so many tricks they have. So you start kind of going down rabbit holes and finding out for yourself. So over the years, I've acquired a lot of information for myself to benefit me.
Sure.
And it would always come to pass, someone would have something, and I would talk to them, and I'd be able to offer them a little bits of advice here and there. But I never felt like, I had any kind of education in the matter or anything. Well, as it turns out, as life does for sometimes with careers,
Yep.
things kind of changed and moved, and an opportunity opened for me to go back to school.
Awesome.
So I decided to kind of shift gears completely from what I was doing and go back to school and do this, kind of take the knowledge that I had and now add an education behind it and some of the other things that I've learned along the way, and now take that to help other people.
Sweet. So when do you think this is all going to be done and you'll be opening your own shop?
I'm already starting to see clients this next month.
Okay.
So, like I said, it's a little hit or miss right now because I'm renting space.
Yep.
But eventually, once I have my own, then I'll be, full time.
Awesome. All right, so tell the viewers, tell all your future patients, your customers, clients, what is this machine? Tell me the science behind it, and then let's go what I'm going to do and how it's going to treat me.
Right. No problem. Okay. So this device is called a CEDSA device, CEDSA. So it's computerized electrodermal stress analysis. It's like a biofeedback, you could say, but it's specified in testing particular circuits in our body, which it uses the acupuncture meridians. So in order to understand what that is that we have nerves going around, we have blood vessels going around, but we also have connective tissue, and that connects through our muscles, tendons, ligaments, everything. It touches our muscles, touches our organs, touches our glands, and what it does is that it creates a circuit. If you introduce a little bit of voltage, which is like a half a volt of voltage, very low power, you don't feel anything.
Sure.
It tests for resistance in that circuit. And on the ends of your hands and your feet, kind of all over your ears have it too, you can read these various acupuncture meridians, like I said, which have different organs and different glands all attached to them. So in introducing a little bit of power, you can kind of measure resistance on the skin. And depending on the frequency that was sent in and what this senses back, we can tell if there's balance in that system or not. And we can get very accurate to the organ, to the gland, to the system, wide angle, narrow angle. And then after we've established on this is the software here you're looking at, when we've established what the out of balances are, then it has programmed in it certain products that are from a company called Standard Enzyme. That's who built this whole thing. So their products are in here, and they're going to introduce it electronically and see if the frequency from those things will balance out your imbalances by completing the circuit, by measuring you and measuring that particular frequency back in. So by the end of the test, it'll have 4 or 5 different products that would bring you back into balance from whatever the initial scan shows you out of balance. So that's the principle.
Well, I know that's going to happen. I'm definitely out of balance. So what's the software called? What I want to do is any viewer that sees this and wants to do their own research on it, then can get a hold of you and call you and go, I'd love to do that. What's the software actually called?
The software is called Vital, so VITAL, and so like I said, the machine is called a CEDSA device. There's lots of them out there. They all have their own little take on it, but basically the same exact thing. One hand holds this to be conductive. The practitioner uses this, tests, make sure that they're moist so that there's conductivity, and then you test. But this particular software has been developed over, if I'm not mistaken, 30 years by a company actually not too far from where we are, down in Bremen, Georgia. And it's been developed just for practitioners. It includes lots of different, so much more than what I'm delved into so far, but able to get to the very root cause of of what may be going on in someone's system,
Okay.
and then what could help them to be able to, let the body get itself back into balance with a little help. So
Cool. Let's get started. Let's do it.
all right. So I got this all set up, ready to go. I don't know if you can see this on the camera, but there's points here. This kind of like gives a little bit of a map.
Can you show me? Can you show me that here? Yep.
Do you have that where I can?
No. Just put the what's going on the camera up there.
Oh yeah.
Even if they can't see the whole thing, it's all right.
Perfect.
Yeah. Okay. So you can kind of see
Yep.
There's a map of the hand. Later, when we get past these 4 points, there'll be a map of the whole hand. But this basically tells me where to go is the next point that I'm going to be touching on your hand there, and then
Awesome.
we can just go from there. And we're going to see on these bars here, if it's green and in the middle, that means that system's in balance. If it's slightly over, it's going to start to turn orange, yellow, orangish. Means there's inflammation.
Come on now, color. Come
And,
on now. Get on my side. Get on my side.
If it's under that 50, usually that means I'm not on the right point. Because if I'm not on the right point, it doesn't make the conductivity properly.
Right.
And this senses it, and there'll be a noise with this thing. And I can tell by the noise that I wasn't quite on the point, and I have to try it again.
Okay.
Usually a few times until I get that point, and then you can always tell
Okay.
once I zone on that. So what you're going to do is take that in your left hand. I'm going to spritz your
Spray.
and then go ahead and put this in your hand there.
Okay.
All right. And then what I'm going to do...
Hold it tight or not tight or firm.
Just loose and just fine. Yeah, you don't have to grip onto it real hard.
Okay.
So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to wet this end. I got
You
to...
mean take my watch off?
Oh, yes, please. Watch. And if you have a phone in your pocket.
It's not in my pocket. But
Oh, yeah, that's fine. Yep, that's good. All right, so what we're going to do is I'm going to use your thumb on this hand.
okay.
And then I'm going to just kind of take it like this.
Let me get this right here.
Oh,
Let me
sure.
get this right here.
No
Here you
problem. Good. I'm going to take it like this, and then I'm going to find that spot, and I'm kind of just going to tighten up the skin on the area so I get a flat surface to work with.
Come on now, green. Come on now, green. No.
Okay, so little bit of inflammation in that. That was your lymph. So your overall body system, your lymph, a little bit of inflammation there, but nothing to be too concerned about. You know what? Hold on. Let me just do that. Let me do that one over.
I'd like to do an ice plunge and then do it after and see what happens.
Yeah, that's not a bad thing
Because
to do. See what your system is gonna respond to. There we go. Okay, so and we're just gonna keep on with these points. Now, what we're doing is we're just measuring different points on, like I said, on the meridians of that come up to the. Oh, so I wasn't on the right point there. It's possible that you could have a reading like that, but usually when the machine makes that noise, it tells me I need to redo it. Plus, I'm reaching across the table here, so.
Here, let me get closer. Here, hold on a second.
There we go.
Here you go. I'll get closer to Jason here.
There we go. All right. There we go. And we were off on a couple points there, so that's why I jumped ahead, but now we're back on. Okay, now I'm going to do your fingers, index finger here. This is I should have been saying the points. This is your large intestine point here. It's going to measure. So you got a green there. All right, so now this point's ileocecal valve. So this is where your large and small intestine meet. A little bit of inflammation there. Did you happen to have in the past day or two some nuts or some corn?
Yeah.
To eat? Yeah, that usually, it's just normal. Inflames that a little bit as stuff's digesting through there. All right, so that was nerves. That was just basic, kind of like a nervous system overall. Mm-hmm. And here we're going to circulation. All right, and this point is measuring just a very general allergies. So not too high. That might just mean that there's a little bit of sensitivity in your system, but all right, here we go. This is particularly food allergies, this spot. Do you have any food allergies? No. Well, there you go. You got it balanced. All right, this is a kind of a master organ point here. We're going to actually be coming back to this point to test a little bit later. Oops. That was a little off. There we go. This point here. It's kind of like the organs in your chest. all together measuring. And here we go. This is your adrenals. Oops, sorry. Not too bad. Okay, so now we're going to go back here on the knuckle behind your hand. Just kind of make a table here. Thyroid. And sorry, that was a little off. There we go. Do you get tired in the afternoon a little bit? Or no, sorry, tired in the morning. Like be 10 and 1?
I don't know.
Do you have to drink a lot of coffee to get going?
No.
No?
I barely drink coffee at all.
Okay. Energy drinks?
Sometimes.
Okay.
Sometimes coffee, sometimes energy, sometimes water.
Okay. All right, so we got to go back to
Most of the time, water.
Okay.
Come on, roll me a green. Come
There you
on,
go.
Scott, roll me a green. Come on now.
All right, this is a little weird angle here, but this is the heart point. All right, and this is small intestine right here. All right, so now this is the scan that's done. There's a little bit of orange there. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna test the top 2 issues that it finds. Now, granted, a body could have a dozen issues going on, but if you tried to tackle them all at one time, it'd put you in bed sick because your body can only do so much at a time.
Right.
So what we're gonna look for is the top 2 issues that the body says, hey, we want to deal with these based on that the reading of that scan. And what this is going to do, I don't know, I should explain this point at this part. Have you ever heard of muscle MRT or muscle reflex testing?
Very vaguely, yeah.
Okay. Chiropractors will use it sometimes. They'll press on a spot and then they'll check your feet. And what they're doing is they're touching certain points that trigger an imbalance. And it only goes for like 2-3 seconds and then it'll return to normal. Same thing when a doctor hits your knee with that little rubber mallet and your foot kicks. So our body has this reflex mechanism that can work by touching points, but you can even ask your body questions. And it's a yes or no type of thing. And really what's coming into play is the subconscious is really what you're talking to. So we can't do it here because we can't stand, but there's something called a sway test, and anyone can do it. We're all built the same way, is that if you kind of quiet and you just have nothing going on and you say something true, like my name is Jason, and just wait a second, my body will slightly kind of lean forward. It's a reflex. And it's something true or congruent, you'll lean forward. If I said my name is Bob, in just like a second, my body would kind of arch back, kind of go back a little bit because it's negative, it's false. So because that is a nervous system response, it makes you either go forward or go backwards. That's a frequency that your muscles feel from your brain sending out impulse. So what this is doing, since it can test that, this machine's basically saying, is the yes issue in this top 2? If it's a no, it'll get rid of those 2 and go to the next 2.
Right.
If it's a yes, it'll keep those 2 and get rid of the bottom 2. And by process of elimination, we'll use the sensing of that yes-no reflex that we all do when it's asked a question to get down to the issue.
Sure,
that
we can do it. Let's stand up.
Oh, well, if you're out of frame, that's...
You want to do it or no?
Yeah. I mean, I can set up the middle camera.
Yep.
Yeah.
You want to do it or no?
If you want, you can try it out and see how it works for yourself. You just have to... All you got to do
Will it
is...
help on this test right now?
Well, it's not going to do anything for the test. It's just kind of like the concept.
Oh, okay, never mind.
So we can just not worry about it. If somebody's watching this and they want to try it, they can. So what I'm going to do then is I'm going to use that a point on your hand, like right here, to test for this. So, all right. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to yes, no, this list. And so it's checking the 4 main, for our body: mental, emotional stress, endocrine glands, organs, body systems.
Cool.
So then what we're going to say is it in these top 2 here? So it's saying no because it didn't land on the 50. So it's going to switch to the other 2. And that's me not being on the spot. Okay, we already tested those. There we go. So now it's going to eliminate the other 2, and it's going to test between these 2. Says no to that. Says yes to that. So now we're going to go into a subscreen here, and we're going to test which one of these body systems is going to be the one it wants to address. Check that first half. It says yes, it's in there somewhere. Yep, in there somewhere. Okay, so it's coming up blood. And then here what we can do, we'll just leave it at that. We don't have to dig any deeper. So what we're going to do is grab the next issue. So it's going to go back to the main 4 again. We're going to find the second thing. So you'll see how this all come together in a second. Okay, so it's narrowing down to organ or body systems. And that's, there we go, organ. And we're going to get another sub list here. See what organ it wants to look at. Your other hand might need a, there we go. Might need to spritz your other hand in a sec. Narrowing it down. Nope. One more. Not that one. Okay, came up skin. So we're just going to leave it at that. We're not going to keep digging down because we're going to work on the balance now. So let's spritz your other hand there. Make sure it's wet. Okay, good. All right, so now what we're going to do is going to go, this is the product list. So this is everything that's been input in here and saved in here. Now, as a practitioner, I can add my own products in here later that I want to, use with my clients. But what first thing we're going to do is we're going to use what's in here, and we're going to look for a detox. So usually when there's kind of something wrong with us as far as inflammation is concerned, there's something our body has to get rid of. It could be chemical, it could be emotional, it could be parasitic in nature, lots of things. And so heavy metal type stuff. So this is going to find...
Like the music?
Yeah, you
Heavy
could have
metal?
that lodged in there if you listen to a lot of it. It's I always say if you're
Boom, boom.
if you're a bodybuilder, you got to listen to that stuff because it's heavy metal for heavy metal. So yeah. Okay. All right. So we're gonna no this whole list here.
No. Yes.
Yep.
Yes.
Yep.
Yes. Obviously, yes. No.
Oh, that was a no.
Give me a no. It's like everything. Yes. Yes.
There we go. Okay.
You
So
are
now
screwed up, Jay.
no problem. So now that we came in here, I gotta make sure. I just gotta check my cheat sheet here. Which one is that? 2. All right. So now there's a couple ones that we always want to check for here. So we want to check for Epstein-Barr, which gets stuck into a lot of us. Doesn't mean it does anything, but it can sometimes be in there. So hold on, let me check that one more time. Machine kind of. Okay, that's coming up no. And the other one we want to check is mononucleosis. Let's get it one more time just to make sure we get another no.
I got mononucleosis when I kissed a girl one time in 6th grade.
Nope, didn't come up. All right, and again, we want to make sure this isn't diagnosing anything. It's looking for elements of things that may or may not be presenting with you. But in any event, even if it's in our system and it's not doing anything, we can still knock it out and prevent anything from happening. So, all right, that being the case, so we got that. What we're going to do now is with that particular product in here that you would take, it's just drops. You would take like 3 times a day for a couple months, depending on however long the bottle lasts. We're going to test these points now again and see if what happens by adding that one bottle in, what it does for those points. Some maybe get brought back, some may stay the same, some actually might get a little worse because what we have to add a drainer after a detox. So,
sure.
All right, so let's go back to the thumb and we'll start right here. So brought that one into balance. And that one that wasn't quite on the spot. Brought that one in. Almost got down. That one came down. Okay, that one I didn't do anything for, so that's okay. All right, next we're going to go to that ileocecal valve here. All right, let's move on to nervous system. Good. Try that one again. Again, when I'm not quite on the point, it doesn't make a complete circuit and it won't get a good reading. There we go. Excellent. Okay, that one's still out a little bit. O2, all right. Make sure we get this again. Oops. Did better in the first one. All right. And then we'd go. Try that one again. Thing, since we don't have dots on the outside of our hands, gotta find it.
We can get them tattooed.
That's right. Well, that's what they did in class. First thing they did is instructor come around and
Will a henna tattoo?
put dots on all of our hands so we could, when we worked on each other, where we needed to push. Okay, so you can see that one product brought a lot of things into balance, a few things about the same. So then what we'll do is then we go back.
Let me ask you a question. What is the difference between like all these, like, and maybe I go take a blood test, and will a blood test give me the same type of results of what I need in my body?
It depends on what the blood tests are very specific in what they're looking for,
Sure.
because they're going to compare it to, they're going to put different chemicals in it, they're going to spin it, they're going to do different things. So if they're looking for particular markers, that may indicate something like inflammation creates markers in your blood.
Right.
But it's very general. You know, it's like, what are they, why are they there, what are they coming from?
Because this is looking for an electrical pulse through your nervous system, correct?
Through the connective tissue system, through the acupuncture system. So yeah, not the nerves do have connective tissue around them, but not necessarily part of that system. But because the nervous system is one of the things that this looks at, the entire nervous system,
Sure.
which goes up into the brain and the spine, all that stuff. So, but your whole body's connected by that acupuncture meridian system. Because if you imagine like the up the middle and down the back is kind of like the main, those high power cable lines you see go down the road, and then from there it branches off to neighborhoods, and there it branches off to individual houses. Your connective tissue do the same thing. In fact, that's something people think our body's powered by our nerves. It's not. Our nerves are like our low voltage communication lines, like cable, phone, and internet, where there's a signal that has information packets in it. So that's what our nerves are. And then, but our fascia is our power lines. That's where electrons course through and allow us to have the power to do contract our muscle, do enzymatic issues, metabolism. All that runs on power. So
Cool, yeah.
And blood carries around the raw materials. So that's like the trucks coming around delivering stuff. So, okay, what we got to do here is go back to this. We got to check a couple other products then. And the first thing we're going to do is one that's for emotional support. So we're going to look at just basically some frequencies that come from flowers that they make. And there's a product, we'll find a product that your body says that it would like as far as the balance is concerned. So we're going to, again, go through this list. And I'm not right on the spot. There we go.
Finally, they got something to help me.
No,
Is there anything in there for a nagging wife?
I'd have to test her.
Yeah, okay. Gotcha.
All right, so that came up as the flower, mustard flower. And this is such a very short little thing. You can, they're called Bach flowers, and you can get it on, you can look up online on what they all are for. But this one, very short, to the point, for deep gloom, for no apparent reason. I took one certification level of these things, and it's kind of like sometimes you might have like a kind of a bad mood, not mean or anything like that, but just you just don't feel right. Settle on you just all of a sudden for no reason.
Down.
And it goes away just as quick as it comes. That's what this one's to counteract. So it's your body's putting out a frequency or responding to the frequency saying, hey, I would like this in the mix to kind of calm me down. It's kind of like noise canceling headphones, how when you turn those on, it takes the ambient noise and kind of reverse phase shifts it and then broadcasts that back out and it goes silent. That's what we're doing here. So any kind of discord frequencies that's picking up on, it can inject the reverse one into your body by taking it like a homeopathic or essential oils do the same thing, cancels out that frequency, and then now it's just calm.
Sure.
So that's kind of that's another part of the science that's going on here. And we can all do this digitally because everything's become electronic these days. So now we're going to look for a drainer. And this is going to be if you're detoxing, obviously you're going to have to get rid of whatever the gunk your body's going to kick out of the cells. So now we're going to find which herbal drainer would be what your body says would be the best for the combination that we're building here so far. Oh, that was me. I think I got to spritz your other hand there.
Spray it.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, give it to me.
That's right. When everything keeps coming up no, then I know that it's needs a little bit of water. There we go. This point might be getting tired too. That happens, points kind of get irritated. And then we have to find a new one. Yeah, that point's getting irritated. So we're going to go back to the thumb here and use this point. That's another good master point. So there we go. Okay, I came up on a particular product called, hard to read from here, Trifolo Plus. We'll look at it later. We'll look it up and see what the dosing would be. But for now, we'll just go back here to look now for any kind of trace minerals. That's the next thing. We could be like a little bit of a deficiency. Do you take a multivitamin at all? No? Okay, so let's test that thumb point because the other one's got to rest. And that's me not in the right spot. All right, it came up magnesium chloride. So that's just a type of magnesium. And pretty much all of us need, especially over 40, you just need magnesium. It's a relaxer. Helps with all kinds of things, muscles, bathroom, all that kind of stuff. So, all right, so one last thing we got to look for is endocrine support. To support all that detox and drainage. So again, we'll look for a product that helps to balance that out. And after we find it, then we're going to take all of that information together and look at your hand points again. And you should balance. If you're out, there's one more thing to try, but we should bring them all in. There we go. So a product called His Formula that is made by Standard Enzyme. So we'll look up at once, see what that's got in it later. So, but now with all that in there, we'll retest these points. See what we get. All right, thumb. There we go.
Oh, so what we're doing here is we're trying to turn all these greens to see what supplements I need to make this go to here.
Exactly.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because now we've added in, we had the detox first, and we brought in a bunch of things, and then now we've added a drainer, emotional support, and endocrine support to the whole mix. And so now this should be everything your body is gonna, like when it takes all this frequency that's being pushed through here, and your body's resonating with it, saying yes or no.
Okay. And
in this case, it's gonna get it to the midpoint, that 50. Basically, your body's saying, yeah, I'm calm with this setup. Okay. So. And of course, we're only looking at 2 issues. Yeah. If you have 4 or 5 or 6, we're not going to go into that. That would be what a person would do in follow-up appointments, to see like what we've been addressing has been taken care of, and if there's now new things that have come to the surface. Okay. Oh, this thing's jumping on me here. All right. Oh, try that one more time. There we go. I'm just going to go where it's telling me to jump. This is pinky. I got to look for that heart point right here. Oh. There we go. Good. Here, this one that was getting tired before. And this, again, this is the adrenals. So that one we'll come back to that one. It might still be slightly out, but that's okay. We got one more thing to try. Go. So adrenals. Okay, now we'll try it again. There we go. I thought so. Okay, and then last one's pituitary. Find that one back here. All right, there we go. So now that particular set of products from, in this case, would take those issues that it found and balance them out. So the things again we found were just something with your
You
blood.
mean like go this or?
For now, there's a couple other things we got to do. Cool. Some with the blood, and then something with skin. So it just some inflammation, something that was out of balance, and so those particular things, it's saying we'll bring it back in the way your body feels like it wants to. So what we do then is we would go here and we would dose. So here I have to kind of use again my this product catalog and look at the dosages that are recommended here. This is going to be riveting TV.
This is for you.
As I look it up.
This is for you.
Okay. All right. Infection EB2. Page 6. Hopefully that paperwork is not making a ton of stuff. Okay, so this has a few different types of homeopathics in it, and 5 to 10 drops 3 times a day. So what we're going to do is we're going to just start here with 10 drops between meals. Rising, waking in between meals. As homeopathics, you don't want to take with food because it'll cancel it out. And then Bach flower, I know what that one. We're going to start that one at 10 twice a day. It's not a homeopathic, but it's like a homeopathic. It's drops.
And can I get this stuff from GNC or
some of the
where do I get the stuff from?
Some of these things you could. This company here, this is their catalog, Standard Enzyme. They're the one that they also sell these machines and do the training and all that whole stuff. So their products are made to go with this,
of course,
and to balance
gotcha.
whole thing. But a person can have, like, for instance, I brought this. This is a particular multivitamin I take. If you came to me as a client and said, I don't want to take theirs, I want to take this, I like this one. When we were doing that whole balancing, what I can do at that point, I can put this on this plate here and turn this top plate on. And basically, since everything's frequency, it reads the frequency of this through a set of coils and goes into that whole calculation. And if it brings you in balance, then we're good to go.
Sweet.
And then so you can use, if you have certain ones you want to use. If it doesn't, then we might need to think about you using something different
product,
that it recommends. Yeah. So, but so it works. And I can also take this and basically record it into that software so that I don't have to actually have the bottle. And then I can test that for you digitally rather than actually physically.
Sure.
Let me just get this one. Okay, 10 to 30 drops. Okay, that's the herbal. So this one we would take with meals. So what I'm doing is I'm just starting with a suggested dose that's suggested by the manufacturer. And then we're going to let your body tell me if that is what it wants. So, because we can ask it that yes or no stimulus, and it'll just say yes or no based on what the frequency this is going in there. As it changes the number, or as I'm asking it, then I know what to do. So,
cool.
His formula. $10 to 30 drops. Okay. Yeah, so like in his formula, it has licorice, maca, catuaba, not sure what that is, Demiana leaf. So
demonic.
No. 10 to 30. Okay, so
you're like, no.
No, that is.
I wouldn't even try. I wouldn't even try to pronounce those words if because I just don't try to. They're beyond my education.
Some of them are kind of like obvious, and other ones aren't. So we'll just
give me a spray.
And hold that. All right. So then what we're gonna do is I'm gonna use this point if it's still working, and I'm gonna ask for that top homeopathic. Is 10 drops 3 times a day a good dose for you? Body said yeah. Okay, for the mustard emotional support, 10 drops 22 times a day, good dose. All right, is 9 drops twice a day? 8 drops twice a day. 7 drops. Okay, so I'm going to change that to 7. And we just let the body tell us what it wants, what it needs, what it wants to do.
Sure.
All right, so for the herbal there, we're going to do 30 drops 3 times a day, good dose. Is 25 drops 3 times a day good? All right, so you're saying 25. And then for the mineral support, 30 drops 3 times a day, good dose. 25 drops 3 times a day. 35 drops 3 times a day. 20 drops 3 times a day. There we go. So it doesn't. It's 10 to 30 is the dose. So.
Is it listening to you?
No, this has nothing to do with that. I'm talking to you, and your subconscious through that reflex I was telling you about, the yes or no, is answering me back because I'm testing what your reflex is through the skin.
Gotcha. Okay.
So you're like silently not thinking it, but your subconscious is responding with a nervous impulse, yes or no, and it's just reading that through the signal here.
My body's smart.
So yeah, we all do it, and we just sometimes don't even realize that we can. So now what I'm going to do is I would just test you to see like how many weeks your body wants before it would come back. So 7 weeks a good time for reevaluation. 8 weeks enough time. 9 weeks enough time. Okay, so you're saying nine weeks would be good for you to take this particular protocol for it to address the things that we found. So what I would do is, if you're a client, I would print this out for you. If you wanted to order these products, I would put in an order for you so you get them. And then once you would just follow this schedule, time of day, dose. And so let me just actually, I'm going to do that later. And then also I would give you this, which is kind of just a breakdown of all the imbalanced circuits, circuits I say, but systems that we balanced them. What it found is the underlying things that you would need addressed, and then the products that would take care of it. Nice. And then that would just kind of be a report for your reference. We would also use that for follow-up.
Cool.
To see, if those things are still going good.
I love it.
So that's the basic thing, but this can go even in so many more systems and way deeper. But for now, this is what we're using it for.
So baseline.
Yeah.
Baseline. What other kind of services will your practice be doing besides this?
Right. This is going to be kind of foundational. This is where we find what issues may be lurking, inside that we can't see with our eyes. And then from there, what I'm going to be focusing on is helping the client have enough power to do what it needs to do. That's the one thing that a lot of times we're addressing things like, take this supplement, take that, and do this particular thing like yoga or red light or something like that and feel better. And those things do work and they all have their place. But the one thing that we need to have before we have any of that is we need to have power. Voltage.
Sure.
Really. And the more oxygen we have in our tissues, the more voltage we have. And actually, when we contract our muscles, we create power. Electrons actually shoot through because they're piezoelectric, like those little clickers to light flame. That piezoelectric thing is a little bit of voltage, and that's what our muscles do. We can get it through the food we eat, too. Sure. So, and alkaline foods give us power. Acidic foods take it away. Right. It's just the way it is. So, a lot of people are like, I have this diet and that diet. That all enters into it, but we can make sure that our body's powered up through different means, and then all the things we do after that, the herbs we take or the things we do like yoga or meditation or ice baths, stuff like that, will do more for us because we're powered up. So that's kind of like if you imagine we're batteries because we don't plug into anything, so we're batteries.
Well, you got to do an ice bath on the back porch.
Yeah, we'll have to try that.
Well, thank you. How can we get a hold of you? How can everybody get a hold of you? Email, websites, all that, just in case somebody wants to reach out to you.
Sure. Well, my email is jason@newparadigmhw.com.
Cool.
My website is not built yet, but it's newparadigmhw.com. That'll be up soon. And then the other contact information will be on there.
Sweet.
As far as social media. And
thank you for coming in. This has been awesome. I can't wait to see what these things do for me because it can't hurt because I'm a mess. So I appreciate you coming in and everybody give it a shot.
All right. Well, thanks for volunteering. I really appreciate it.
Absolutely.